everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn, and today I am going to be playing along with the Not Too Shabby Shop March challenge. Now, this month it's actually a sketch challenge, and if you want to play along as well, I'll leave a link to the blog post where you can see the sketch for yourself as well as enter your cards or your makes into the challenge. There's a giveaway prize which will be randomly selected, so be sure to pop on over and get your entry in. Now, the nice thing about this particular sketch is that there are dimensions already kind of built into the sketch, so you don't have to kind of figure those out. The dimensions are for a standard US A2 size card, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it calls for 4 strips that are cut at 3 1/2 wide by 1 inch tall. And I thought that's a perfect way of using up your scraps. So this sketch is a really great scrap buster, and what I've done is just pulled out a lot of these scrap pattern papers that I have for no particular reason. I'm not hoarding them or anything. It's just that they're leftovers from other projects, and I just don't often go to this pile of scraps to craft with. But I thought this time what I'll do is cut as many strips as possible, and you saw me sort of sort through them to figure out which groupings of 4 I thought maybe worked well together. And once I had those groupings, what I did was I cut these 2 additional mats. So one is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4 tall. And then the topmost, the smaller rectangle is cut to 2 1/2 wide by 4 1/4 tall. And what I'll do is, what I decided to do is just use solid color cardstock for that backmost matte layer to sort of ground everything. And then I tried to pick a nice contrasting layer for, or color for the topmost layer to sort of push the pattern and the design of the 4 strips a little bit more towards the back. That way it's not too busy. And my thinking, so I have 2 thoughts. One, I might either create a set of note cards as a set of cards to give away, or, and I think I might be leaning towards this, I might just keep these at this point of the card making where these mats and layers are all stuck down, but there's no focal image, there's no sentiment or anything. And that way, when I need a quick card in a pinch, all I need to do is add a sentiment or add a focal image. And so I think I might do that. But in this video, I will complete 3 cards because at the moment that's what I need. And the other thing to keep in mind if you are new to using card sketches is that it's nice when they do have the exact dimensions, and you know, you can kind of follow the design along to the T if you want, and recreate it exactly as you see it. But what I often prefer is to let that be a jumping off point and to just put my own little twist on it. So, you know, sometimes, you know, what is shown on the sketch might be a rectangle, but maybe you prefer ovals just because you want something, you know, round on your card. Or in this case, a lot of my cards are designed, I think this one is closest to the actual sketch, where everything is straight, squared off, and equally spaced, except for the topmost panel, which is offset to the left a little bit. But for some of my cards, I like to just put it on a bit of a wonky angle, or space things a little bit differently. So I didn't deviate too far from the sketch, but I did, you know, change it up just a little bit so that I have a little bit of variation like you see here. Just something that's a little bit on the tilt, and that way, you can, if you don't like to mass produce cards and just create the same design over and over again, um I still prefer, I still enjoy working with a card sketch because you can always give it your own little twist and and have a little bit of individuality or flair to each card, even though you are at the base, starting off with a sketch for the original design. And I think for me, the toughest part, because I was trying to use up scraps from different collections, different paper pads, for me, the toughest part was picking the strips and which four patterns went well together. So there were a couple things that I tried to think of as I was creating these sets of 4 strips. One, the colors and just making sure that the colors went well together, but also the patterns. So in this case, these are from totally different paper pads, but they all have hearts. And so I thought that would be one thing that kind of connects them all. And while they're not from the same paper pad, they still have a theme that connects them. And that was what I was looking for, was something that connects all 4 of those patterns. But I think ultimately what I prefer most is having 4 strips of the exact same pattern. And that, to my eye, seems to kind of look the best. I think because when I see a lot of pattern, for me, it feels a little busy. Even though I've got the solid color mats and layers, below and on top, for me, for whatever reason, I still prefer this look where you're just working with one pattern paper. Okay, so now all of my cards are assembled to this point, and I'll show you the 3 cards that I finish up. So for this card, these letters are so big, I just turned the card so that instead of being portrait as the card sketch was designed to be, I've just made this a landscape style card. And this alphabet die set is awesome. If it's still available, I'll link to it in the description box below, but it's from Diamond Press, and what's cool about it is that, well, one, it's large, so I kind of like that. But more importantly, I love that you get all of the letters in this solid outline, which is what I'm using here. But then you get additional dies that are that just cut the design into the letters, and there's 2 different designs you can choose from. You can have the stripy one, as I showed earlier, and then there's another one that cuts little circles, like a pattern of circles out of those wider portions of the letters. So really, really versatile alphabet die set. This is another alphabet die set from, I think, also Diamond Press. They had their Teal Tuesday sale not too long ago, and what they do is on Teal Tuesday, they put a lot of things on sale at 50% off, and some of those things are already discounted. And these 2 alphabet die sets that I got were very affordable. I think kind of in the $15 range, and for large die sets or large scale alphabet dies like that, it's a fantastic deal. So here's a final recap. So these are the card panels that I have already to go. So I just need to add a focal image or sentiment to them. And these next 3 are ones that I finished up because they're the ones that I need now. So I like to send just because cards sometimes, and so these the high sentiment's perfect for that. And then I wanted to send a congrats card out. So I hope that you enjoyed these cards, and again, if you're interested in playing along with the Not Too Shabby Shop March card sketch challenge. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below, along with everything else that I used in my cards today. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!